Hey y'all, let's talk about what a train wreck society is right now. I mean, it's just a complete nightmare out here and out there. There are a lot of us that have done an astounding amount of self work to ourselves. We have emotionally matured, we have done a lot of inner work, we have grown on the inside. Um, and we've also grown on the outside. Many of us have completely turned our lives completely around, but at the same time as we've done this, a lot of us find ourselves kind of isolated, like we're completely surrounded by so many, just countless immature individuals, and I mean groups and groups of them too. And at times it can really make you feel so singled out because it's as if the majority of society is just a complete train wreck. I mean, you look out there. I mean, even in other countries. I mean, you got wars going on. You got people rioting and fighting amongst one another's and killing each other and just burning things down and just and a lot of it's over some really petty crap. And now on the other hand, you know, you take a look around and okay, let's go to the dating scene now, for example. I mean, that's a complete crap show, okay? A complete crapshoot. I'm seeing so many of these modern day females that are just so emotionally unavailable, emotionally immature, and even men that are just so childish and emotionally immature. Everything's lust, lust, lust these days, and I see all these women out here. They're completely addicted to the lower level toxic guys, while they're toxic too. But you know, they come across a good man, and they continuously blow them off, brush them off, maybe even make plans with you, and they choose to continue to run towards the dirtbags, the drug dealers, the gangbangers, or anyone else that's immediately available. A lot of them are little, many of them can be in their mid 40s, okay, and they're still stuck living in their high school years, still attending to the same crews that they grew up with in high school, and they're quite literally stuck in that mode. They're still stuck in their high school years, in their mid 40s. I just, it like dumbfounds me, okay? You look around at these people, okay, and even take social media, for example. All the promiscuous photos and posts going on. And then I look at all the comments from the guys, and it's just endless sexual comments. Endless guys saying, "Oh, I'd marry you in a heartbeat," you know, and some promiscuous photo. "Oh, am I good enough for you? Oh, yeah, you're perfect. You're good enough for me." And it's like, they're literally judging a character based by a photo, based by a body. You don't know who that person is. You're going to marry a photo? No. No, it's just, and it's all about lust. It's all it is. Okay? For these guys, it's all about the lust. And then for the girls, it's all about the almighty dollar, you know. But also, I see that the guys that they choose to surround themselves with, like I said, like the dirtbags and the drug dealers, and it's like gang bangers, and it's like they go to these guys because they're all just so immature. And these guys, maybe they probably feed them free drugs, so they give themselves to them. And it's just like, is that not so degrading? It's and then I can only wonder the amount of like, and forgive me for saying this because I know there's people out there that have caught things, unwillingly or by complete mistake and they didn't deserve to, but the amount of STDs that are running around out there is probably just astounding. And these people go out there in their lustful ways and they just, no questions asked, raw dog, you know, and the majority of the time it's always someone different. It just, yuck, yuck. And don't you want a better life for yourself? Do you really enjoy that life you're living? It's like they're so addicted to toxicity, to drama, to brokenness, and they just don't know any other way. And it's so frustrating, and and there's so many of them that are just stuck in this way, and it's like, what has happened? Oh, a lot of them just play games with you. They play head games with you, and it's like, you know, is it because they just enjoy playing head games with you, or are they really deep down like petrified of meeting someone good and like ending up finding themselves vulnerable? But it's like, but at the same time, I don't even understand that because I've never been that toxic person. I've never been that head game player, and that just, so I really don't get it. I can't relate, and I don't understand it, and I'm just like, it's alien to me. But at the same time, it's like I'm alien to them. Wow, guys, I don't know. This entire existence, this human experience here on Earth, it is, in my opinion, quite literally, it's like a reality of hell. It really is. And it's our choices that dictate the course of our lives. So like if we are all fallen angels, essentially we're here to redeem ourselves. But from what I'm seeing, there is just so many, like astounding amounts of people that are just continue to choose to stay in that low vibration, in that toxicity, in that emotional immaturity, in that lust mindset and greed and selfishness and envy and superficial mindsets. And man, oh man, oh man, it's sad. It's sad out here. It's sad out there. I wish people could just be better. I wish they could do better, make better choices, make better decisions. Why continue to throw yourself into the gutter? And it makes me wonder, like for people like in their mid 40s like that, and still living in their high school years and just party, 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 party. You're too old for that. Your body's gonna give out. But are they just so far gone that they're just completely incapable of changing? Why are people so immature? Like they just can't grow up. Hmm. Oh, it's sad, guys. It's so sad here. It's so sad here on Earth. I wish I could just pick up and leave and just go to another planet sometimes, if there was another one to go to, but I guess all we have is here, so more so like to get to the point to like find another country to go to or something where I'd much rather just be in peace and solitude somewhere and somewhere beautiful and peaceful, and just live the rest of my life like that and be happy rather than being stuck in the middle of a complete uh, spiritual war that seems to be going on. It's just horrible. You just see all these people, they could be so much more, they could be so much better, they could treat others so much better, and they just don't. They don't. Something else has control of their mind. Something else is piloting their vessel. The enemy, obviously. Y'all know who I mean. And it's true too. It is true. Because, I've read a lot of scripture, and if you know what you're looking at, it is quite literally playing out in this day and age. It absolutely is. You know, pretty much word for word, chapter for chapter, verse for verse. If you know how to identify it, you'll see it. It's wild. It really is wild. History repeats itself. That's a fact. I really wish people could do better. I really do. Anyway, just got home from work a little while ago. I was supposed to go out tonight, but I had head games played with me, and that's why I did this video. But I'm not bothered by it. It's like I've gotten really used to it. So, and honestly, I was expecting it, and I'm kind of glad because had I gone out, probably would have costed me a whole boatload of money, and I'm happy I'm saving that money now. More for me. So then maybe I'll get to that relocation point all that much faster. And they can continue living out their high school years in their mid 40s and forever be a Toys R Us kid living in the gutter. Hope y'all enjoy yourselves in that deep, deep, dark, dirty, disgusting gutter. Because that's what it is. And all of us that have done the work are standing there looking down at that gutter and watching all the trash flow past, and it's just nonstop. Which eventually ends up in the sewer, in the cesspool. Well, for all of you out there that have done the work, that have emotionally matured and that have done the inner work, really proud of y'all. Congratulations. And you absolutely deserve the life that's coming to you. And as for the others, God bless them. I honestly only wish the best for them. I pray for them. But as of this point, I look at them and it seems just like they're hopeless. It's sad. It's very sad. It makes no sense. Well, hope you all have a great weekend. Sleep well. Maybe I'll do another video tomorrow. Good night, y'all.